All right, we are live. So sorry about the delay. What's up, everybody? My name is Chris. This is my channel. We love comics, and I have 6 books that are, for the most part, still not out of the realm of possibility. Some of them are definitely ones that are affordable to get, but these are books that I am speculating on now, and books that I would recommend, at the very least, you check into. One of the things I always say is make sure you do your own research. Don't just listen to somebody's recommendations and then just buy the first book that you see or first investment that somebody's talking about. Make sure you do your due diligence, because when it comes to speculation and investments, there are always risks involved, so there are no guarantees. So if you do not have the stomach for being patient with some of these, or maybe not having one or two or all succeed, you shouldn't be investing in comics. You should just collect them and read them, or get the artwork and frame them on the walls. So with that being said, I want to let people know there is a new cashback bonus that's good until the 17th of this month, only a couple of days from now. I put the link in the live chat, but the regular link you can click on. It's if you spend $40 when you sign up. This is for new people. By May 17th, you'll get a $40 cashback bonus. So if you have not signed up for that, take advantage of that. It's only good until the 17th of May. So that's only a couple of days. So click on the link that I provide. It's also in the description. Sign up and spend $40 or more by the 17th of May, and you'll get a $40 cashback bonus. So take advantage of that. All right, so let's put on the video camera so you could see the comics. I actually spent a little extra time unboxing them, so we didn't have to go through that. But these are books you should definitely look into. Like I said, some of them are going to be pretty reasonable priced. Others are a little bit up there, but they have not seen the potential. A lot of people have been asking me to make these videos. The reason I haven't done many is because, excuse me, a lot of the books I've been talking about over the years are still books that I would highly recommend to get, and still are, waiting for movies to come out. So if you haven't seen some of my older videos on the specs, go to my tips and advice and look there. But there's a new generation of books that are coming, so now I'm starting to reinvest some of the comics that I've sold already from the auctions, and investing in newer comics that are cheaper. And again, you wait a couple of years and they will end up being potentially very valuable. So these are 6 books that I would recommend you check. I don't believe I've talked about any of these except for maybe one of them. All right, so the first one, absolutely a book you should get. I believe I have another copy of this that I bought for cover price. I'm not sure. I didn't feel like looking for it. But this is The Mighty Avengers. This is issue number 13. This is the first appearance of the Secret Warriors. There have been rumors that they could potentially end up in the MCU. Potential does not guarantee, so keep that in mind. And this is paying homage to Avengers number 16, the original series, where Captain America has a new team. But we definitely know that Secret Wars is eventually going to show up. So these are books to check out, because as you can see, this is the Secret Invasion. But Secret Warriors might be a book worth taking the chance on, speculation-wise. I paid $17.92. You're probably going to pay more than that at this point, but there are always deals out there, so never go in saying, oh, it's too pricey, I can never find deals, because the last one I'm going to show you, considering what the prices are for that book now, I found a deal. So they're always out there. Do not discourage yourself. All right, next up, I have talked about, but I did not talk about this one, and I'll explain why. This is Secret Wars number 1, but, of course, this is the, Secret Wars is almost inevitable. Of course, there's no guarantee, but I would be shocked if at some point Marvel Studios and Disney does not do Secret Wars. So there's an entire set on this. Now, a lot of people will say, well, there's a high print run. Why would you do this? Well, first of all, this is a newsstand variant, and it is also what's called the Blue Galactus Error. And I'm going to show you this. So this is not the regular number 1. If you go to the centerfold of this book, So I'm going to show you. There's a printing error where the rest of the book he's in his normal purple, but this particular page he is in blue. So that is an error, which makes this book a lot rarer. And plus the fact this is a newsstand variant is going to make this one even more rare. So a lot of people are going to say, oh, you know, this was overprinted, and it absolutely was. But so was Amazing Spider-Man 300. So was X-Men 266. So was New Mutants 98 and 87. And yet, look how valuable they are. So don't ever go by somebody that says, oh, well, something was printed to oblivion, it's not going to be worth something. Look at the prices of Spawn #1. That book has millions of copies. Look at X-Men #1, the 90s version, how that's starting to go up. I think that had like 8 million copies. If there are 8 million copies and 9 million people want them, well, you have a deficit in the supply. So it goes with supply and demand. And remember, a lot of these books were worthless for years, so people didn't take care of them. People threw them out. People lost them. High grades are not always available. So to get a newsstand variant with the Blue Galactus error is definitely something worth taking the chance on. I paid $98.98 for this book. I really think this book has so much room to grow. I'll let you make that decision if you think the same. This is a book I bought probably a year or two ago. I was telling people to get this book for a while, so I've had it for a little bit. So the price I paid, you're definitely not going to get anymore. But hey, you never know. Look in the dollar bin of a comic store. Sometimes you find stuff that you didn't think you could find. This is one of the variants. This is Miss Marvel #12. This is the first appearance of Red Dagger, who I believe they confirmed to be in the Miss Marvel TV show. Now, of course, even if that is 100% true, it hasn't been, you know, placed out there yet. So anything can change, and, you know, it also depends on the actor that plays the character, whether it's going to be something that is, you know, one season, one show, or multiple shows. But I paid $8.80 for this book. So this is the Champions variant. So there's a couple of different variants on this. I think there's also a 1 in 25. I do not believe I got that one, but that one's definitely going to be expensive. And then, of course, there's the regular cover. But this is definitely a book. If you haven't picked it up, I would recommend taking the chance on that. This one is another one I got a good deal on recently. I only bought this about 2.5 weeks ago. So deals are always out there unless you don't search for them. Because if you have the mindset of, oh, it's too expensive, or, oh, I'll never find one, well, what a surprise, you don't ever have that happen. If you watch my videos, you see I get deals all the time. So this, I've been talking about the Champions books, but this one is the 1 per store variant. The way you could tell is it's a color on the top, and it is partial sketch variant on the bottom. So this is the first appearance of the Champions, which I'm investing heavily in the Champions. If you've seen, I have the couple of copies of the Alex Ross 1 in 100 variant. That is absolutely one I would recommend. But this is another one. I only paid $80 for this book. You're probably going to pay about $150 to up to $250 at this point, ungraded. But this book is going to continue to get hot. It's just not as hot as it is yet. So $80 for this book, I think I got a really good deal on it. So that book, I would highly recommend. Okay, 2 more to go. And I want to thank the 11 people out of 29 people that have hit the like button so far. Thank you so much for those kind enough. And if you are one of those people who have yet to hit the like button and you want to be kind enough to do so, I always appreciate it. If you're just tuning in, sign up for that special cashback bonus. The link is in the live chat. It's also in the description. It's good until May 17th. So if you spend $40 or more after clicking on the link, if it's your first time using them, by May 17th, you'll get $40 cash back. So take advantage of that if you can. Now this book, I got a graded book, which is going to be expensive, and I'll explain why. But you can find raw copies for under $20. So So you don't have to necessarily get this, but I'm going all in. I bought probably 15 copies of this book, but I spent extra on this one, and I'll explain why. Alright, so let me take this out of the bag, because this one's a graded book. I would highly recommend getting these books. These were worth nothing, and probably still are at this point, because there has been nothing official yet. But this... Okay, it's called Excalibur Special Edition. It has no number, but it is titled, what was it? I forget, because there's another print that says The Sword of something, but this is the first appearance of Excalibur. Now, I paid for this, it's a 9.8. I paid $513 for this. Now, people will say, well, why would you spend that much on this book when you can get it for $20? Well, first of all, it's a 9.8. It is a newsstand variant of 9.8. And it is a no-price variant. About 20% of these books in the first print. And be careful about these, because there's a second and third print. Now, the third print has that title I mentioned. The second print, I believe, does not. So it's going to look identical. So you're going to have to check it to make sure. But about 20% of these did not have the price, because it should say $3.95 US here. So this is a pretty rare book for a book that has, you know, a lot of copies out there that you can get, like I said, for under $20. So this is the newsstand variant. It's a 9.8, and it has the no price variant. So if you have one of these, look and see if there's a price on it. If it doesn't, you're one of the lucky ones that has the rarer book. So this is absolutely a book, because there have been rumors that Excalibur is eventually coming. Now, it may take a decade, and that's why I tell people, when you invest, you have to be very smart. Now, another book I would highly recommend also is Excalibur #1. So that's a bonus little book. Newsstand variant if you can get it, but that's the first appearance of Widget. That is a character that I'm sure they would use, because Disney would love those kind of, you know, because basically Widget is a floating robot head, and I won't spoil, you know, who it actually is. It's the consciousness of an X-person, we'll just put it that way, of an X-Man. But that's another book I would get, so a bonus pick right there, Excalibur #1. I have the first issue. That was one of the first comics when I went to college, when I went to Stony Anta. I had a mail-in subscription to that series, so I have like the first 30 or 40 issues or something, and I have a bunch of these. But if you can find the no-price variant, and you can get this in a newsstand with 9.8, you're going to pay about what I paid for this because of the variant. But you never know. Like I said, there are deals out there, but I think that one, if Excalibur happens, because they are saying the actor, I forget his name, and I'm sure somebody will put it in the comment section, the guy who plays Superman, they've rumored him to play Captain Britain. And if he shows up, it might be just a matter of time that they do Excalibur. So that one is the one that has the most spec, but you can get it really cheap. So if you can get a bunch of those, like the #1 issue, you could probably get for under $10. But of course, 9.8s are going to cost more. But that's definitely a book to get. All right, last one. And thank you to the 20 people that have hit the like button. This book has exploded. It's something I didn't think was going to go well. I waited, you know, longer than I should have. But, you know, you got to trust your instincts. I wanted to see if this was one of those books that would be hot for a month or two and then disappear off the face of the earth. But this one has continued to go up and up. So this is a book, it's still worth getting. I have a couple of copies of this book now, but this one I got the best price, and this is 9.8 potential. At least that's what they said. I will get this one graded. I have another one that's already sent to be graded, but this is a book you absolutely should get if you can find it in the wild. And that is Something is Killing the Children #1. Now, I only bought this about 2 weeks ago. 2.5, because this came from Canada. I paid only $388.60 for this. This book now is going between $800 and $1,000, and at that time, this book was going about $550 to $650. And I found one from a shipper from Canada for $388. So, of course, I think it was like 400 and something. I think they started with 500 Canadian with the best offer. So we went back and forth. So in Canadian dollars, they probably, I think it was 425 or 450. But, of course, because the dollar's worth more than the Canadian dollar, it only cost me $388.60. So deals are out there. And again, this is 9/8 potential. And I only bought this, like I said, only about 2.5 weeks ago. And it took that long because of the fact it was shipped from Canada. So anybody out there that gets discouraged before they even try, I mean, if you get discouraged about things, why are you investing? Because you have the wrong mindset. So, you know, even if you have the most positive mindset, it doesn't guarantee you're going to get every book for $1. But there are going to be deals that you didn't think you could get that will just appear out of nowhere. So life works in ways that most people don't want to get. Whether you believe that or not, I leave that up to you. But these are definitely books worth getting. Like I said, the last one's expensive, but there are always deals out there. You know, you don't always need money to get stuff. You can do trades. You know, you could say to somebody, oh, you know, you live nearby, you need something fixed on your roof, or you need some plumbing, or you need your lawn mowed. What if I do all that stuff, and instead of paying me money, you give me a book? You know, use this brain. Don't just limit yourself to say, well, I don't have the money and it's too expensive. There's always a way. It depends on how desperate you are or how willing you are to want to put in the effort to get something. So, you know, like I said, I don't have a trust fund. You know, I'm not some millionaire. I don't have millionaire parents. I don't have tens of thousands of dollars in my bank account. But I always find a way. So you could say it's luck, or you could say it's coincidence, or you could say I'm one of the people that, you know, goes all in, is very positive, knows how life really works, and puts the effort to make things happen, stays positive, and says it's just a matter of time before a deal shows itself. Because I never search for any of these books. I always find them. So with that being said, if you like this video, be kind like the 23 people that have already hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Go to my playlist under comics, tips, and advice. You could see many of these kind of spec videos. Like I said, I didn't do many of them because a lot of them still have potential to grow even though they've been expensive. So I had to wait for another generation, and now we're starting to get that for new spec books. So you keep the ball rolling. You sell some of your books at the high prices. You buy the new investment books, and you take the chance on them, and you wait for them to go up, and you repeat the cycle. You'll do very well. And that's why I always say get multiple copies if you can, because if you have to sell one, or if you're going to trade one, you could still own it. And one of the benefits of some comics is I hear some people say about a book, oh, I hate that book, or I'll never buy that book, or I don't like it. Well, those are the easiest ones to sell. If you have an attachment on your book, it's going to be much harder to sell that book. But if it's a comic that's worth money, and you got it cheap, and you don't really care about it emotionally at all, you're not going to have a problem selling it at all. So sometimes buying a book for spec purposes that you don't really like is probably more advantageous because it'll be very easy to get rid of. So it's the ones you get attached to that are the most difficult. So think in different ways. That's why I try and give helpful information here and have you thinking in ways more than what just everybody else talks about. Don't be part of the herd, because the herd is always led to slaughter. If you want to follow a bunch of people because it seems like you need their energy to be yourself, well, you better hope they're going in the right direction. You know, most people that change the world are by themselves. They're not a massive amount of people that change the world. It is the one or two people or the group of people that change the world. So whether that's good or bad, you know, depends on the outcome. But, you know, 50 million people didn't discover penicillin. One doctor did. So one person can change the world. So don't be one of the people that follows the herd. And that's why I say, even if you agree with my specs, even if you like me as a person, don't base it just on what I said and then go out and buy them. Do your research. Trust your instincts. See if they're worth it for you, and then go from there, and you will always succeed. Nothing wrong with hearing people's advice, But if you only use people's advice as your only means of learning about something to invest in, you know, if they're wrong and you didn't do your research, they don't lose out, you do. So I will not succeed or fail based on what you do. So go with your instincts. If I fail on some of these, it's okay. I knew that going in. If I succeed on one, and if that one outdoes the others that I did not succeed in, that to me is still a win. I'll never get everything right, and that's okay, but if you look at my past videos, I have multiple videos of multiple comics that over the years have gone even beyond what I thought they would be as far as price-wise. So these movies and TV shows are what's keeping the comic book community alive, and it's definitely got probably at least another 10 years before anybody even thinks about a crash. So unless there's a crash in the market in general in the world, I don't see these going down anytime soon. And I even have a video about that, so check that out as well. Many people will make the "is the crash coming" just because they need clickbait to get you to view their channel. I don't see that happening for a very long time, and I've explained why, so hopefully you'll check those out in the other videos. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you appreciated this. Let's pick the 2 people from the live chat to be the surprise subscriber shout-outs. You don't even have to be a subscriber. You just gotta be in the live chat and hopefully still be here when I mention your name. So we're going to go with J88 Comics. You are number 1. And we're going to go with Sean Jones. You are number 2, so both of you are surprise subscriber shoutouts for the day, which means if you have a comic book channel or a YouTube channel that is appropriate for all audiences, you could post a link to either a video or your channel. If you prefer to post a link instead of your social network, you can do that. Or if you sell anything on any of the places like eBay, Etsy, Square, Amazon, any of those places, and you want to post a link to one of your sales, you can do that, so I'll leave the choice up to you. Just keep in mind when you hit enter in the comment section for those, they will not show up right away because I have to approve any link first. So this way, no one could be sneaky and try and put some porn or anything inappropriate on my comment section. So I will approve it if it is viewable for all audiences. So if you are one of the people who browses the comment section and sees a link in the comment section, it means I have approved it, so it is something for all audiences. So if it's a YouTube channel from one of our shout-out viewers, go check them out, give them a like, give them a subscription. If they're selling something, check it out. You never know, they might be able to work a deal with you. So it's my way of saying thank you to those who spend the time and effort watching my channel and participating in the live chat, even if you're not a subscriber. But hopefully I'll have you subscribe sometime. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you appreciated these. Let me know what you thought about my selection of books. Let me know if you have any of them in the comment section. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, it is not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. Sign up for that cashback program. The bonus is only good until the 17th of May. Click on the link that I provide for details. But if you spend $40 or more within that time period of May 17th, you'll get a $40 cashback bonus. So they keep giving, take advantage of it. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest.